So I think it's only right that I tell you that story before I tell you about my writing. I'm going to talk about the life of a writer in Crete. It's my life, and I think my life is so unusual, really, here, that whether I'm a writer or not, it's worth the telling. This picture here, if you can see it, I hope so, I'm saving up for a big screen, maybe one day, you know. This picture shows how we arrived on Crete. And this is the village. My house is right here at the top of the village. It's built amphitheatrically, so it goes up in tiers like this. And I'm right up here on the top. And Pauline knows, you know.
I came on Monday night, she had a barbecue, and when I finally got there, I think I was the last to arrive, I couldn't speak for about 5 or 10 minutes.
To get to my house. But
Yeah.
you know, think of it, solitude. You know, I don't get that many callers. Oh, a roses. In Greek, that means the farmer. The terrace is a geriatric wing beneath a canopy of foliage where you flock in meridian shadows, panting like a pride of well-fed lions. Your skin is a slow-drying dough with an egg glaze. Pools of opaque albumin are bloodburst eyes that squint through phased iris. Black and hollow, like the tunnels of your mind, etched with agronomy, stench and incest. And in between, a sweet virgin and the scent of oregano. Did you ever have colour in your life? No. Colour and comfort were not your lot. Only grey. Grey, grey and more grey. Layers of grey that will be peeled from your body when you die, like the layers of an onion bringing tears. Now all you need is a racketed chair and the patched workwear for planting cabbages. There's no woman's cooking here. Only the bark of your grumbling soliloquy and the symphonic slurping of coffee while you snook and spit over a dish of olives. And a carapace of raki, it's a small carapace. And your woman, meanwhile, is on the hill gathering water in a plastic bag. No doubt you will take your katsuna to her if she doesn't feed you or let you fuck her, even though you smell of old goat. And between the gobbing and grunting, you still have the gall to ask me for sex. As though the only memory you have is nature's call in your bollocks, like a need to urinate or finger beads. It's too late for education. An eagle pointed its wingtips to heaven, but all you see is the earth that bore you. I don't pull punches with my poetry. The old men did. It was more of those things. We bought this house for £3,000. It had no water, electricity, or anything. The toilet, the Greek people said, oh, it's got a toilet. Yes, it's got a toilet. Oh, there's the toilet. Not attached to anything. It soaked away underneath, I presume. It just went there. So we put drains in, we put the water electric in. So that was basically now £6,000 gone. And David was still working on the campsite. I was still working in a bar. This only gave us money to live. We no money then to save, to do any repairs extra to the house. Here, we see the house, we put a pergola on. Since then, we put a banister up here. But we lived like that for 8 years with a window boarded up and everything. And we had a back room that was the same, full of pots. We couldn't afford to do anything with this back room. And of course, we wanted to. We lived in one room, the bed at one side, my writing table at the other, a little 2-burner gas stove to cook on, and we lived like that for 8 years. We weren't unhappy. I didn't have a washing machine. I washed in the bath, you know. And of course it dries very quickly, it's not like, so you can't compare really. But I didn't have those things. I didn't have a kettle. I didn't have, you know, all the odd cons, but we were not unhappy, except we needed insiders to in very bad need of repair. They still are like this. And I was having to fetch wood from the fields down below for my fire. But you know, think I was bad off for doing that. My neighbour used to come into my room with my house with a tin bucket, fill that bucket with ashes from my fire, and that's what she sat round in her house on the warmer. And can you imagine the fumes of that and the toxic? She died of a tumour on the brain, and it's no wonder, you know. Bless her. This is how they lived. So they thought I was rich. They really thought I was rich. But I thought I was rich at the sight of that. But the time came when, you know, I was getting so fed up with this lonely life. I forgot to tell you why I'm lonely now. Why I'm lonely now is that David decided to go back to England to earn some money. He got a 6-month contract as a long-distance wagon driver. He went back to England to earn some money, 6 months, and so the idea was that I would write my book. Ideal, don't you worry, David, I'll be all right. We've got this to do to progress. We've got it to do. So it went. Don't forget, we've been married a long time. We've been married 42 years. You know, we love each other very dearly, and it was a time that we had to go through. But I was collecting this wood, and one day I thought, I've had enough of this. I really had enough. I can't do this any longer. I really, you know, this is too much. And I rang him up and I said, David, it's too much. Really, I've been doing this now for a couple of months, and I've had an experience doing it, but I'd really like it to be over. And he said to me, Jane, artists are supposed to suffer. I'll tell you, I slammed the phone down. I slammed the phone down on him. I marched up and down, and I said, artists suffer? Nobody's supposed to suffer. God didn't intend us to suffer. And round, around, around, around. And I thought, that's it, I'm going down the Cafe Neo and I'm going to have a beer. And I went down the Cafe Neo, and I've never been in by myself. It was not a woman's place, you know. But I thought, I'm going to have some company. And I went into this Cafe Neo, and inside this Cafe Neo, God had sent to me somebody else. Chicken Lucy. Chicken Lucy was the roughest tart from Rochester ever. She was rough, really, you know. She hung about with the shepherds. She didn't care a damn. She drank with them. She worked with them in the olives. Everything. And I thought, hang on, she's having a life. She might be a rough old tart, but she's having her life. And I'm stuck up there fetching wood for my fire and writing this book of who knows ever will ever see. And she's having a life. And we got talking. A little bit of me wanted to be Chicken Lucy. And when she asked me out to the cheese making, I gladly went with her. Now, in our village, we have, if I can find the thing, a cheese making shed. It's not all stainless steel, obviously. It's a cauldron like this, with milk in it, warming slowly. Above you've got cobwebs, you've got hessian salad drying, you've got, you know, ash on the